You gotta know that your vote is important. Come on, let's make it easy for you. We need you.
You can't hold us back. You can't hold us back. You can't hold us back.
Roland Martin here with Be Woke.Vote. Really glad to have you here. There are very few cities that when you say the name of that city, it evokes politics. I don't think there's any other city in America that does that other than the city of Chicago. And my next guest, of course, she hails from the Windy City. And joining us right now is LisaRaye. What's happening?
What's going on?
You all good?
I am.
All right.
Thanks for that, thanks for that, thanks for that.
For you, what do you recall the first time you voted? When was it?
Well, let me say this. I've always voted because my mama made me to. But the first time I really gave a damn, honestly, Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
Yep.
92.
Yep.
So
I used to vote for who my mama voted for.
So growing up, that was practice. She voted. Did you ever go to the polls with her?
Yeah.
When she voted?
She would make me sit and watch the different speeches that they would have throughout the time. And then I assume as a kid, I would go in and out of, what is this and why, you know, da-da-da-da kind of thing. And then as I got older, she wanted to make sure that my vote counted. So it was like, come on. And it was like, okay. But it wasn't until Bill Clinton got into office and really, until Obama got into office, till I really started being more educated about the process and how it helps and how it works and how my voice is really heard through my vote. Because he actually tackled social media and used that to get to us in a way that spoke. He spoke our language. And it wasn't just and only because he was a black man running for president, but I remember hearing his speeches and understanding what he was saying. And it wasn't foreign to me, and I didn't have to break it down or look in the dictionary or feel ignorant because I didn't know what he was saying. Yeah, maybe some of the words was kind of too big, you know, but overall, I was like, I get the message here. I understand here. And I'm gonna tell you this story too. My first piece of property that I bought back in Chicago had a condo. My tax bill came. And I would look and it said, you know, you paying taxes on the library and the fire department. And I kept saying, I ain't never had no fire. I don't need the fire department. and I quit going to the library a long time ago. I don't need this, you know. And my mother said, girl, don't be no damn fool. Is what she said, you know. And then for me, it was like, right. This is where our tax dollars go to. This is how our buildings, the public buildings, are paid for. Then that is what made me go, oh, girl, learn more. Find out where your money's going. But it wasn't until I became independent and they started messing with my money that I really cared.
Yeah, but the key there though is not just messing with your money. You were an owner. This is what I tell people all the time. In America, They care about homeowners. When you're renting, it's a whole different conversation because you're transient. You can come and go. But the person who owns, their deal is like, no. I want this to be of value, so I'm gonna need that cleaned up. I'm gonna need that looking good. It's a different attitude politically how they treat people who own versus people who rent.
I learned that too.
And unfortunately, that's the case. And then people then wonder, well, how did this happen? How did this happen? It's because, and I hate to use the word ignorant because people hear that, they go, oh my God, how dare you call me ignorant? But when we are not fully aware, that's how we get taken.
Yeah, but you have to have something that has taken place that you care about to be able to stand for. Because like you said, those renters, they don't know. So really, they're walking around oblivious because their focus ain't that. Their focus is where's the next place that they can be transient at? Where's the next place that I can rent at? They're not even thinking about owning until and when they do, then things change. And those are the people that we need to go, hey, we're trying to talk to you. We got to talk to those people. We have to sit down and have conversations like this so when they see somebody that they can relate to, and it's like, oh, let me see what LisaRaye is talking about. Let me see what Tiny's talking about. Let me see what Roland is saying. Why don't we hit them in ways in which that we know it will affect them? And really, that is one of the reasons why I'm using my platform as an artist, as an actress, to be able to speak to the people that can relate to LisaRaye. That whatever I'm learning, and whenever I'm learning it, I'm able to share it with someone because no one did for me and with me.
I think part of the issue for us these days is that we get so caught up in, it has to be this way for folks to be aware of what's going on in politics. As opposed to saying, no. I've got to figure out multiple ways to communicate with people so they understand it.
And I'll tell you this, and I always say this, I go, okay, once we march, once we petition, now what? Because I still don't know what's going on. Not me personally, but people. Okay, I'll stand with you, but what else? And I often now think, who is our voice today? After the Jesse Jacksons, after you, after Reverend Al Sharpton, who? Who will the millennials have to represent them?
When we think about organization, we're seeing now a lot of black women not waiting for somebody to say, hey, we want y'all help. We're seeing Adrienne Shropshire, we're seeing DeWanna Watson, we're seeing Stephanie James, we're seeing Latasha Brown, we're seeing these sisters all across the country. They're raising money, they are organizing, mobilizing, they're using social media. They are reaching and touching a new generation saying, look, ain't nobody gonna save us but us. And so it's time for us to actually mobilize.
I think it's time for women to stand up. I think behind a powerful man is also a powerful woman. I think and believe in being evenly yoked, and I believe in teamwork makes the dream work. So you can't do it by yourself, and it's been proven. So now we have to stand up. We have to, being a new millennial woman, you got to be able to be independent. So if you're independent and you're standing by yourself, you have to mobilize each other and say, okay, I need you, and us together is more powerful together. I think that that's important, and one of the reasons why even sitting here is because I'm utilizing what I know. I'm being able to speak about something that I used to didn't do, that I can say, yeah, that was me, but it's okay now because I know better now, and you can too. I'm able to say that so they can relate to what I'm saying, so I can capture their attention and be able to knock on their door and say, hey, you with me? And now they feel more apt to pay attention and more apt to be able to go out there and say, oh, well, just maybe, because she said, and I'm a fan of hers, so the connection is, well, okay, what do I have to lose? Because sitting at home is what you're losing out on. And a lot of them don't even know how important the vote is. It's like, well, you know what, if I don't, ain't nobody going to miss my vote. Until you have a 50-50 share and it's 49 and 51 and you're like, then you got to feel like an ASS and go, see?
Earlier you talked about not being afraid to ask somebody when you don't know. How would you encourage somebody who says, LisaRaye, look, I'm afraid to ask, I don't want to feel stupid. How would you encourage them to say, it's okay to expand your horizons and open your mind to receive new information?
let me take that person's hand and let me be the person, the leader. I'll ask you a question for you. You just take notes for me. Therefore, we got it. Let's find a friend then that can ask. Let's Google. Let's look it up. Let's read. Let's pay attention to the news. Let's, because there's other options. You don't have to be embarrassed by being in the forefront and saying, okay, because you might not even know what to ask. You may know that you're just confused and you don't know anything. And so that's scary within itself, because if you're in a room and they're speaking and you're going, and you know nothing, it's no question that's going to come to your mind at all. But you got to be able to say, what did he just say? And grab a little something and hold on to that one thing and be able to build off of that. We have to be able to encourage our people to do so. But again, though, it's the temperature of how we deal with each other. We are the ones that make each other feel crazy and stupid and uneducated. We do that to each other. So yeah, I could feel that way. But how I do it, because I get nervous energy sometimes, you know, and then I get funny when I'm nervous. So it's almost like, girl, I don't know anything about that, but what is it? Tell me. Because I be saying, because for real, I don't. For real, you know what I mean? And then they go, you do go. It's like, nah, girl, I don't. Right now, everybody wants things to be easy. Because we've had a hardship for a long time, and it's a lot going on right about now. You know what I mean? So it's hard to stay encouraged in the climate that we're in. If we allow things to be fun and feel light, then maybe we can get more people on board. But it's almost like when you make it too serious and too politickish, it's like, well, I'm out of my league automatically, so I'm going to turn the channel or I'm going to turn my back. Put somebody up there who I feel like gonna make me laugh. Right. Tell the comedians to start joking about the politics so I can laugh at what's going on too, but then the message is still there. Let's find other ways to do this thing. Earlier, you talked about seeing that tax bill and you like, where is my money going? Library and fire. What are the 3 things you care about the most that you want to see changed? Elderly. Dealing with them. You know, when you're young, you just do not think the same way when you get mature. The other day I was driving and I saw one of the older ladies and she had 2 bags and she was moving awfully slow. And I stopped and I said, ma'am, I want to take you to where you're going. I said, and you can hold my license. I'm not crazy and I'm not going to do anything to you, but I want to take you to where you're going. She said, baby, bless you. And the entire time that she got in my truck, I was in complete tears. Because I could only think about my mother. And would anybody stop now to help my mother? We have no regard for people anymore. And it's sad. Things are changing so much and they've taken things into robots or computers and taking the human out of the job environment. Well, now we're not communicating with each other. It's just a machine. So there's no human touch anymore that brings about emotion and compassion. The elderly. Health. I want everybody to be able to have health care, because as surely as we're going to be on this earth, it is too much that is endangering us, from the food that we eat to the air that we breathe. They are killing us. So we're going to be sick. So if it's not your time, and if you went to school to be a doctor, why is it so much about the money? Why can't you see this person came through the emergency room and they are deadly sick and you got the power to be able to help them, but you won't because the insurance didn't clear? What kind of doctor are you? Why did you go to school anyway? To the elderly, we got health care. Number 3. Education. Education is so much that's being taken away from our school system. They took out music, physical ed. Teach them how to finance their home. Teach them how to change a tire. Teach them how to balance a checkbook. Teach them life skills. Equip them with those things. So when they go to the next level is responsible for giving them the next level to level up. LisaRaye, good chat with you. Thank you so much. Be like me. Be woke. Vote.